Hello and good day. Today I'm gonna tell you about what did the people a long time ago have for entertainment. The best entertainment, as we all now are doing it the same way, actually, is at night. And there is nothing really to do at night. A long time ago, there was no electricity. That's before Thomas Edison. And so the best thing that they did was telling stories. Now, the storytellers are really popular at that time, you know. It was night and there were no lights and anything. So, what does a storyteller is that he sits down and he tells stories to people. We still do it when you go for a picnic or something at night, and then, but usually now we all do it about scary movies, and other things. So it was entertainment. Okay, and then later on it becomes into plays, and it becomes different, then of course movies and other things and so on and so on. Okay, now people would exaggerate many times. They love to make the story better in their own mind by adding things to it that were not there, or taking things that are there away, and saying that this is how it happened, and it's for entertainment, so you don't really care about that. We had and then someone else from that group would go and tell a story in another village, or to his kids, or to anybody, his friends who were not present, and they would change a little bit in it, maybe on purpose, or maybe not on purpose. It's just they think that this is how it should be, or this is how it was. We had a club in Pennsylvania that we had people, from college who have graduated, and they would tell us about their thesis. It would be a night for us to sit and listen to them about their thesis, or about their dissertation, what they are talking about, things. Most boring ones are the science ones, although my major was in engineering, but it was not really interesting. Now, the other majors, when they come in, sociology, psychology, other things, even history, people will listen, people will come, a lot of people, especially if they know the subject is. And then we had a guy who is a Kuwaiti, and his thesis was really strange. He came in and he said, "I want to do the trial on Syria." So he picked up 10 people. There were about 30 to 40 present. He picked up 10 people and he said, "I want them to be out and not to listen to what I'm saying." And they said, "Okay, so you guys go out." And then he came in and he told us a story. He wrote the story about three people going to have a coffee shop, and then after there was a fight at the coffee shop, and then they went to when they went outside, there was a bank robbery. He wrote everything down, and then the police came. They ran away. They caught him, after a little chase, and one guy killed actually, and the others injured, and then he wrote it on the whiteboard, whatever you want to call it, and then he covered it, and he said he brought the first guy, and he told him exactly what he wrote there. And then he went and sat down and said, "I want you to tell the next guy the same thing I told you." So he came, he told the next guy, and the next guy, and the next guy, and the next guy. And we were listening and we were following the story. until the last guy came in, the 10th guy, and he was telling us that the people who went there, they were planning on robbing the bank, and then they met the people who were in the coffee shop, they robbed the coffee shop, and they went there, the police caught them, they ran away, and the police caught them, they were caught next village, and only one guy survived, and the rest were all killed, and the total were 5 people there, 4 people killed, 1 survived, and so on. And I said, okay, now you all know what his story is. We said, yeah, it sounds different. He said, it doesn't sound different. It is different. It's totally different. So he uncovered the board and said, look, first, it's only 3 guys. Secondly, they went to the coffee shop. They were not the bank robbers. And so on and so on. And then only 1 guy killed and the others injured and so on. And so this makes it different when people go from one to another thing, So you go now after the plays, the movies came for the stories, okay? And most movies we enjoy, when you see based on facts, it is not a fact. It's good, maybe based, the core of the story is based on a fact, but it is not. It cannot be. Usually, stories that are fact stories are boring. You don't get to see it. So what they do, they change it. They dramatize it. They might have more action in it, and so on and so on. And this is the thing that, okay, if a story is boring, they would not have it in movies. People will not go see it. It has to be stimulating. It has to have things that people like, and they have to dramatize it really, really in order to it. And then sometimes they have to add a conspiracy to it, conspiracy theory there, and so on. So when you see a movie, even if it's conspiracy, even if it's based on facts and everything, don't believe them. You just enjoy it. You go to the movies to enjoy the movies. Do enjoy the movies, and don't think about it. When you want truth, look it up, not through a movie, And even I think that even some documentaries, they do things to them. They either change a little bit there or a little bit there, or they put one thing before another thing, and so on, in order to keep you watching, If I'm not saying that people's lives are boring. No. But to come and sit in a movie, you really want to enjoy. You say you don't want to sit for an hour or an hour and a half or 2 hours, and be bored with these things. And I've seen some boring movies, although they did dramatize it and other things and so on. So how they do that, sometimes they make bad guys really evil, they are bad guys, but they make it really evil. And good guys, they make them into saints, So it's more like exaggerating these things. And this is just use your mind to know. When you go see a movie, enjoy it. One of the reasons I love science fiction movies is because I enjoy it. I know it's not true, and I really, really enjoy it, and so on. And I don't compare it to life, to other things. Now, what do other people do? The news. They want to make it into stories. But that will be in another video. I think I've covered over 9 minutes. Peace.